Have you ever stopped to think that your mind isn't just part of your life? It's the engine that drives it. Long before any event unfolds, long before the world shows up with its chaos, your mind has already told a story that frames everything you see, everything you feel, everything you believe about yourself and the world around you. Think about this. Two people can go through the same experience, the same challenge, the same storm, and come out seeing it in completely different ways. One sees opportunity, one sees failure, one feels strength, one feels defeated. And the difference isn't luck, it isn't fate. It's the inner dialogue, the unseen silent voice inside their head. That voice shapes everything. Every thought, every doubt, every belief leaves a footprint on the way you live. Positive thinking is not about pretending the world is perfect. It's not about ignoring pain or brushing off hardship. It's about choice, the conscious decision to see clearly, to navigate reality with a mind that works for you, not against you. Every thought you entertain, every story you tell yourself about your life, either builds a fortress of resilience or a prison of limitation. Most of us live on autopilot. We let fear, doubt, and negativity creep into our mind without even noticing. And then we wonder why life feels heavy, why obstacles feel insurmountable, why hope seems distant. The truth is simple. Life doesn't drain you. Your untrained mind does. Here's the hard truth. Negative thoughts aren't harmless. They carry tension. They carry hesitation. They whisper lies, slowly shaping your reality. They tell you you're not enough, that the world is against you, that failure is inevitable. And if left unchecked, those thoughts become a background hum, a weight you carry even in moments of calm. This is why thinking positive isn't about sugarcoating your existence. It's about taking back control. It's about watching your inner dialogue and realizing not every thought is true, not every fear is valid, not every assumption deserves your energy. When you learn this, you don't just survive life, you begin to master it. Imagine moving through the world with a mind that doesn't betray you, a mind that doesn't amplify fear, a mind that sees obstacles as lessons and challenges as fuel. That's not fantasy. That's practice. That's discipline. That's the Stoic Iron Mind. Because at the end of the day, your life doesn't change when the world changes. It changes when you do. And the moment you start thinking differently, the moment you start believing in the power of your own mind, everything starts shifting. This is not just philosophy. This is survival. This is power. This is the moment you stop being a prisoner of your own thoughts and start being the master of your mind. Every day, your mind runs a program you didn't consciously write. It interprets reality, judges what it sees, and assigns meaning to everything before you even have a chance to respond. That program, your habitual thinking, is the invisible hand shaping your life. It decides how you react to setbacks, how you interpret criticism, how you measure success, and how you handle failure. Most people never stop to notice it. They let the mind's autopilot guide their lives, replaying old fears, doubts, and insecurities like a broken record. They live as if life is something that happens to them, rather than something they navigate. And so, the storm outside always feels bigger than it is, and the obstacles inside their own mind always feel heavier than reality. The Stoic Iron Mind does not surrender to this autopilot. It observes. It questions. It refuses to let every fleeting thought dictate the course of a lifetime. It understands a simple truth. Not every thought is real, and not every fear deserves your attention. The power of interpretation. Two people face the same challenge. A failed project, a broken relationship, a lost opportunity. One collapses under the weight of despair, seeing only the failure. The other finds the lesson, the spark, the fuel to rise again. The difference is not in the event. The difference is in interpretation. The Stoics called this principle perception over circumstance. Marcus Aurelius wrote, That if you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it. Your mind will constantly offer interpretations. Some will lift you, some will chain you. The iron mind learns to recognize the difference. It does not react immediately. It steps back. It interrogates the thought, is this true? Does this serve me? Does this lead to strength or weakness? Most people take the bait. They believe the first narrative their mind offers and let it govern their actions. And because the mind seeks confirmation of its beliefs, once you accept a negative thought, everything else aligns to support it. Fear multiplies, anxiety escalates, opportunities slip by unnoticed. Your inner dialogue shapes your reality. Every word you speak to yourself, every sentence you repeat in silence, builds the architecture of your mind. Harsh self-criticism, relentless doubt, or constant what-ifs create invisible chains. They are heavier than any obstacle outside. They slow your movement, cloud your judgment, and shrink your perception of what's possible. Positive thinking, in its true form, is not a hollow cheer. It is not the forced optimism you see plastered on social media. It is disciplined, conscious, and rooted in reality. It is about choosing the lens through which you interpret every moment, even the painful ones. It is the ability to see the world clearly, yet refuse to be imprisoned by your interpretations. The danger of unchecked thoughts. Imagine carrying a weight you cannot see, a backpack filled with doubts, fears, and assumptions, worn every single day. At first, it is uncomfortable, but you adapt. Then it becomes normal. Soon you can barely remember life without it. But it has been shaping you all along. Negative thoughts are like this. They creep in silently, often unnoticed. One thought leads to another. I'm not good enough. I'll never succeed. Nothing ever goes my way. And slowly, they become your reality. You are exhausted, not because of the world, but because of the mental narrative you repeat over and over. The iron mind does not accept this quietly. It watches the mind like a commander surveys the battlefield. Every thought is examined, every assumption questioned, every fear tested. Not all thoughts are true, not all stories deserve your energy. And the moment you stop blindly believing the lies your mind tells you, freedom begins. Training the mind. Mental discipline is not natural, it is forged. Like iron in fire, your mind must be tempered. This is done through constant awareness, reflection, and conscious choice. Start by observing the dialogue in your head. Notice the first thought that arises when something goes wrong. Notice the story you tell yourself when you face criticism. Track it, without judgment. This is the foundation of mastery, awareness. Next, challenge these thoughts. Ask yourself, is this thought true? Is it helpful? Does it lead to strength or weakness? Replace it with a thought that aligns with reality and empowers action. Not every positive thought is realistic, but a disciplined positive thought is never naive. It is strategic. It is a tool to navigate the chaos of life without becoming lost in it. Finally, act. Thought alone is not enough. Your mind changes through action. Small decisions, repeated daily, reshape your inner landscape. Facing a fear rather than fleeing. Responding instead of reacting. Choosing clarity over confusion. Each action strengthens the iron mind, reinforcing the narrative you consciously decide to hold, the Stoic practice of resilience. Stoicism teaches that life will always present challenges, uncertainty, and suffering. The iron mind accepts this without resignation. It does not waste energy fighting what cannot be changed. Instead, it focuses on what can be controlled: your mind, your thoughts, your choices, your actions. Obstacles become opportunities to practice patience, discipline, and perspective. Criticism becomes a mirror, reflecting what needs improvement. Failure becomes a lesson disguised as loss. This is not optimism. It is strength in clarity. It is the mindset that no matter what the world throws at you, your inner citadel remains intact. The power of interpretation. Two people face the same challenge: a failed project, a broken relationship, a lost opportunity. One collapses under the weight of despair, seeing only the failure. The other finds the lesson, the spark, the fuel to rise again. The difference is not in the event. The difference is in interpretation. The Stoics called this principle perception over circumstance. Marcus Aurelius wrote that if you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it. Your mind will constantly offer interpretations. Some will lift you, some will chain you. The iron mind learns to recognize the difference. It does not react immediately. It steps back. It interrogates the thought, is this true? Does this serve me? Does this lead to strength or weakness? Most people take the bait. They believe the first narrative their mind offers and let it govern their actions. And because the mind seeks confirmation of its beliefs, once you accept a negative thought, everything else aligns to support it. Fear multiplies. Anxiety escalates. Opportunities slip by unnoticed. Your inner dialogue shapes your reality. Every word you speak to yourself, every sentence you repeat in silence, builds the architecture of your mind. Harsh self-criticism, relentless doubt, or constant what-ifs create invisible chains. They are heavier than any obstacle outside. They slow your movement, cloud your judgment, and shrink your perception of what's possible. Positive thinking, in its true form, is not a hollow cheer. It is not the forced optimism you see plastered on social media. It is disciplined, conscious, and rooted in reality. It is about choosing the lens through which you interpret every moment, even the painful ones. It is the ability to see the world clearly, yet refuse to be imprisoned by your interpretations. The danger of unchecked thoughts. Imagine carrying a weight you cannot see, a backpack filled with doubts, fears, and assumptions, worn every single day. At first, it is uncomfortable, but you adapt. Then it becomes normal. Soon, you can barely remember life without it, but it has been shaping you all along. Negative thoughts are like this. They creep in silently, often unnoticed. One thought leads to another. I'm not good enough. I'll never succeed. Nothing ever goes my way. And slowly, they become your reality. You are exhausted, not because of the world, but because of the mental narrative you repeat over and over. The iron mind does not accept this quietly. It watches the mind like a commander surveys the battlefield. Every thought is examined, every assumption questioned, every fear tested. Not all thoughts are true. Not all stories deserve your energy. And the moment you stop blindly believing the lies your mind tells you, freedom begins, training the mind. Mental discipline is not natural. It is forged. Like iron in fire, your mind must be tempered. This is done through constant awareness, reflection, and conscious choice. Start by observing the dialogue in your head. Notice the first thought that arises when something goes wrong. Notice the story you tell yourself when you face criticism. Track it without judgment. This is the foundation of mastery, awareness. Next, challenge these thoughts. Ask yourself, is this thought true? Is it helpful? Does it lead to strength or weakness? Replace it with a thought that aligns with reality and empowers action. Not every positive thought is realistic, but a disciplined positive thought is never naive. It is strategic. It is a tool to navigate the chaos of life without becoming lost in it. Finally, act. Thought alone is not enough. Your mind changes through action. Small decisions, repeated daily, reshape your inner landscape. facing a fear rather than fleeing, responding instead of reacting, choosing clarity over confusion. Each action strengthens the iron mind, reinforcing the narrative you consciously decide to hold. Stoic practices to forge strength. 1. Premeditatio malorum. Imagine the worst before it happens. This is not pessimism. It is preparation. By confronting fear in your mind first, you reduce its power when reality arrives. 2. Journaling your mind. Every morning or night, write your thoughts, fears, and interpretations. Seeing them on paper removes their unconscious grip on your mind. It allows you to identify patterns and choose which to keep and which to discard. 3. Mindful observation. Take moments to pause and notice your thoughts. Are they serving you? Are they reality-based or just mental noise? Awareness is the first step to control. 4. Controlled response. Instead of reacting instantly to anger, criticism, or fear, pause. Ask, what is within my control? What is not? The Stoic Iron Mind responds with intention, not emotion. The role of acceptance. Many people live in internal conflict because they fight reality. They insist life should be different, that the past should not have happened, or that the present is unfair. This constant resistance drains energy, breeds frustration, and creates a chronic sense of dissatisfaction. Acceptance is not surrender. Acceptance is clarity. It is understanding what is under your control and what is not. Once you accept reality as it is, you free energy to act where it truly matters, in your mind, your choices, your actions. Even in adversity, the iron mind remains firm. Loss, failure, and uncertainty still occur, but they are faced with a mind trained to respond with calm, strategy, and resilience, rather than panic and despair. Stories of the iron mind. Consider the warrior in battle. The battlefield is unpredictable, brutal, and chaotic. The soldier cannot control the enemy, the terrain, or the weather. But he can control his mind, his focus, his discipline. His thoughts dictate his performance, his endurance, his survival. Or the entrepreneur who faces repeated failures. Opportunities vanish. Investors say no. Plans collapse. Yet, he does not crumble. His inner dialogue is disciplined. Every failure becomes data, every setback a lesson. He does not allow his mind to create stories of defeat. He moves forward, step by step, thought by thought. This is the Iron M, end in action. Not untested courage, not blind optimism, but mental mastery forged through awareness, discipline, and action. Daily exercises for Stoic mental strength. 1. Morning intention. Start the day by stating your mental priorities. Today, I will observe my thoughts without attachment. I will respond with clarity, not emotion. I will see obstacles as fuel for growth. 2. Mental rehearsal. Visualize challenges before they occur. Imagine obstacles, negative reactions, or criticism, and practice responding with calm strength. 3. Night reflection. Review the day. Identify moments where your mind slipped into fear or doubt. Ask, was that thought true? Did it serve me? How will I adjust tomorrow? 4. Gratitude anchoring. Amid challenges, anchor your mind with recognition of what is already strong, what has been achieved, and what remains within your power. This balances awareness of reality with internal resilience, the payoff of mental mastery. When the mind is trained, the world begins to appear different. Challenges are no longer threats. They are opportunities to exercise discipline. Criticism is no longer poison. It is feedback to refine strategy. Loss is no longer defeat. It is data, information to inform the next move. The Stoic Iron Mind is unshakable, not because life is easy, but because the mind is prepared. Strength comes not from avoiding suffering, but from building the inner citadel that cannot be breached by circumstance. Every thought, every choice, every repeated action builds this fortress. And once the foundation is laid, life stops being a series of uncontrollable events and starts being a path of conscious navigation. One deliberate step at a time. Advanced. Stoic visualization. Premeditatio malorum. The Stoics practiced what they called premeditatio malorum, the premeditation of adversity. Each day they would imagine the worst-case scenarios: failure, loss, betrayal, disappointment. At first glance, this seems pessimistic, but the goal is not despair, it is preparation. By confronting potential challenges in the mind first, you desensitize yourself to fear and uncertainty. You mentally rehearse calm, deliberate responses. When adversity strikes, your mind is already trained. You do not panic. You do not crumble. You act with precision, clarity, and resilience. A modern example, think of elite athletes before the Olympics. They imagine missed shots, injuries, mistakes, and pressure-filled moments. They visualize themselves responding flawlessly. The difference between winners and also-rans is not only physical skill, it is mental rehearsal. They enter the storm prepared. The same principle applies to life. Historical examples of the iron mind. Marcus Aurelius faced constant war, betrayal, and political turmoil as emperor of Rome. Yet his journal, Meditations, reveals a mind disciplined, calm, and intentional. He refused to be controlled by external chaos and focused on controlling his responses, his thoughts, and his judgments. Epictetus, a slave in his youth, became one of history's greatest teachers of mental freedom. He taught that freedom is internal. No chains, no circumstance, no insult can enslave the mind that is trained and disciplined. Seneca, despite wealth and political pressure, repeatedly emphasized that true power comes from internal mastery, not external control. These examples show that adversity is not a barrier. It is the proving ground for the mind. The iron mind is forged in struggle, sharpened in challenge, and solidified in daily mental discipline. Daily routine for the Stoic Iron Mind. 1. Morning reflection, 5 to 10 minutes. Identify what is within your control. Mentally rehearse your day, visualizing challenges and responses. Anchor your mind with your purpose. I will act with clarity and resilience today, regardless of circumstances. 2. Journaling, 10 to 15 minutes. Track recurring negative thoughts. Question their validity. Replace destructive narratives with empowering alternatives grounded in reality. 3. Micro-resilience practices. Cold showers, early wake-ups, or controlled physical discomfort. Purpose, strengthen the mind to endure discomfort without giving in. 4. Mindful breaks. Observe your thoughts throughout the day. Ask, is this thought true? Does it serve me? Does it build strength or weakness? 5. Evening review, 5 to 10 minutes. Reflect on the day. Identify where your mind faltered or excelled. Make actionable adjustments for tomorrow. Consistency compounds. Every repeated action, every disciplined thought, every mental rehearsal strengthens the iron mind. Over time, resilience, clarity, and composure become instinctive. Shifting perspective, the power of thought. Consider a moment of failure or disappointment. The average mind reacts emotionally, feeling crushed or defeated. The iron mind responds differently. It observes, learns, and reframes. Failure is data. Criticism is insight. Obstacles are training. Fear is fuel. By changing the lens, you do not change the world, but you change your experience of it. Life becomes navigable, not overwhelming. Challenges remain, but they no longer define or break you. Application across life. 1. Career and achievement. A disciplined mind sees rejection not as proof of inadequacy, but as a signal to adapt, improve, and persist. Negative feedback becomes a mirror for growth. Fear of failure becomes energy to act strategically. 2. Relationships. The iron mind responds, not reacts. Conflict becomes a chance to practice pati, hence, listening and perspective. Emotional balance improves connection and reduces unnecessary drama. 3. Health and physical discipline. The mind and body are interconnected. Mental resilience enables consistent training, healthy choices, and endurance under pressure. Physical challenges reinforce mental discipline, and vice versa. 4. Wealth and strategy. The iron mind does not panic in market downturns or financial setbacks. Decisions are rooted in observation, analysis, and calm reasoning. Long-term focus replaces impulsive, fear-driven reactions. The transformation process. Strengthening the mind is not instant. It is gradual. Each day, repeated small victories, discipline in thought, deliberate action, conscious awareness, compound. Slowly, imperceptibly, chains of fear, doubt, and distraction weaken. Confidence grows. Resilience becomes instinct. Clarity becomes default. This process mirrors iron being forged. Heat, pressure, and repetition transform raw metal into a blade capable of cutting through chaos. The mind, through awareness and discipline, becomes a weapon capable of navigating life's storms. Audience retention hooks. At this point in the video, you can include reflection pauses, encouraging the viewer to close their eyes and notice their current thoughts. Ask themselves, which thoughts are serving me? Which are controlling me? Take mental notes of a recurring negative thought and consider how to reframe it. These small exercises keep engagement high while deepening impact. The mind is a battlefield. Every day, your mind faces thousands of battles, many unseen, many ignored. Anxiety about the future, regret about the past, fear of failure. D. Out in your abilities. Left unchecked, these battles decide your life for you. The iron mind sees this battlefield clearly. It knows that external circumstances do not control destiny. Your thoughts do. Every decision, every step, every interaction begins here. Master your mind, and you master your life. Ignore it, and even the smallest obstacle becomes insurmountable. Fear is fuel. Most people flee fear. The iron mind uses it. Fear is not a signal to stop. It is a signal to act with awareness and precision. Consider the warrior preparing for battle. Fear is present, yet he does not run. He channels it. Fear sharpens focus, increases alertness, and strengthens resolve. The same principle applies in life. Fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of loss. These are not enemies. They are raw material for building strength. Visualization and mental rehearsal, as discussed in Part 1, transform fear into preparation. Every challenge imagined and rehearsed strengthens your response when reality arrives. Resilience through Stoic discipline. Resilience is the ability to endure suffering, uncertainty, and loss without breaking. The Stoic Iron Mind builds resilience through repeated exposure to mental, emotional, and physical challenges. Premeditatio malorum. Imagine worst-case scenarios to reduce panic and stress. Controlled discomfort, cold showers, fasting, early wake-ups. Train the mind to endure short-term discomfort for long-term strength. Reflection and journaling. Process setbacks, extract lessons, and build strategies for the future. Resilience is not innate. It is forged in repetition, discomfort, and deliberate practice. The iron mind does not seek comfort. It seeks mastery. RIE. Advanced mental techniques. 1. Cognitive reframing. O. Every situation has multiple interpretations. Choose the one that strengthens rather than weakens. O. A failed project is not a defeat. It is a data point for improvement. O. Criticism is not an attack. it is feedback to refine strategy. 2. Radical acceptance. O accept reality as it is, not as you wish it to be. O resistance to reality creates tension, acceptance creates clarity. O this does not mean resignation, it means conserving energy for what you can control. 3. Internal locus of control. O the Iron Mind understands, you cannot control the world, but you can control your response. O external chaos becomes manageable when the mind is disciplined and anchored. 4. Stoic visualization. O each morning, imagine challenges that may arise. O mentally rehearse responses that are calm, precise, and effective. O by the time reality arrives, your mind is prepared. Historical examples of mental mastery. Marcus Aurelius ruled an empire while facing betrayal, war, and plague. His power came from self-mastery, not external control. Epictetus, a slave-turned-philosopher, teaching that true freedom comes from internal mastery. Circumstances cannot enslave a disciplined mind. Nelson Mandela, imprisoned for 27 years, yet maintained clarity, purpose, and inner freedom, ultimately transforming a nation. These examples prove a simple truth. External circumstances never determine destiny. Internal mastery does. The daily rituals of the Iron Mind. 1. Morning intention. Set the tone of your day with deliberate focus on your purpose and your mental priorities. 2. Micro-resilience practice. Small acts of discomfort. Strengthen discipline. C. Old showers. Fasting. Physical training. 3. Mental observation. Pause throughout the day to notice and challenge negative thoughts. 4. Journaling. Record insights, lessons, and observations to reinforce awareness. 5. Evening reflection. Review responses, identify mental victories, and plan adjustments for the next day. Consistency compounds. These rituals shape the mind like iron being forged in fire, slowly, steadily, irreversibly, transforming obstacles into growth. Life will always challenge you. External events are unpredictable, unfair, and sometimes cruel. The Iron Mind does not resist this reality. It leverages it. A lost opportunity becomes data to refine strategy. A failed relationship becomes insight into human behavior and your own boundaries. Physical challenges become proof of endurance and mental discipline. The stronger your mind, the less external chaos can destabilize you. Obstacles are no longer threats. They are tests, lessons, and opportunities for growth. Unstoppable action through clarity. The Iron Mind moves deliberately. Every action is rooted in awareness, purpose, and strategy. Fear, doubt, and uncertainty no longer dictate decisions. They inform them. Consider the entrepreneur who faces rejection. Instead of despair, rejection is analyzed, lessons are extracted, and strategy is refined. Consider the athlete under pressure. Visualization and mental rehearsal allow calm, precise performance. Action becomes unstoppable because the mind is disciplined, trained, and anchored. Unshakable mental clarity produces unstoppable life outcomes, mastery in relationships and influence. The Iron Mind transforms relationships as well. By mastering internal dialogue, UE, and emotional response. Conflict is approached strategically, not emotionally. Criticism becomes a tool for growth, not a trigger for defensiveness. Influence is gained through calm clarity, not impulsive reactions. Internal mastery radiates outward. When you are disciplined, aware, and resilient, others notice. Leadership begins not with authority, but with mental mastery. Advanced mindset shifts. 1. From reaction to response. Replace emotional reactivity with deliberate, rational action. 2. From scarcity to abundance. See opportunities in every challenge. Fear of loss becomes focus on gain. 3. From chaos to clarity. Accept what you cannot control. Act decisively on what you can. 4. From pain to growth. Every difficulty becomes a lesson. Every setback an opportunity to strengthen resolve. These shifts are not superficial. They reshape perception, energy, and outcomes. The Stoic Iron Mind in action. Imagine waking each day with complete mental clarity. Obstacles are no longer intimidating. They are puzzles to solve. Criticism is no longer painful. It is feedback for refinement. Fear is no longer paralyzing. It is fuel for action. You move through life not as a passive observer, but as a strategic, disciplined force. Your thoughts are aligned with purpose. Your mind is trained. Your actions are deliberate. The world does not dictate your experience. You do. This is the Iron Mind, not a fantasy, not an unreachable ideal, a daily practice of awareness, discipline, and action that transforms every area of life. The daily choice of strength. Every morning, the Iron Mind faces a choice: to be led by fear, doubt, and distraction, or to take command of the mind. This choice is small, silent, and invisible, but its impact is monumental. You cannot control the world, but you can control your inner response. You cannot prevent difficulty, loss, or failure, but you can decide how to engage with it. Each decision to observe, reflect, and act deliberately compounds. Over weeks, months, and years, the cumulative effect is transformation. A thought of fear becomes a signal to prepare. A thought of doubt becomes a challenge to evidence your capability. A setback becomes data for improvement. The Iron Mind sees every moment as training. Every challenge is fuel. Every hardship is a lesson. Resilience becomes habit. Mental mastery is not occasional, it is habitual. Small actions repeated daily build unstoppable mental resilience. Waking early, despite comfort. Journaling and reflection, even when tired. Confronting fears in small, deliberate doses. Responding with clarity when others react with panic. The results are subtle at first. Confidence grows. Perspective sharpens. Calmness replaces chaos. Over time, these habits produce a mind that is unshakable, no matter the storm outside. The Iron Mind in life's crucibles. History and modern life are full of examples of minds forged in adversity. Abraham Lincoln. Repeated political failures, personal losses, and public scrutiny could have crushed him. Instead, he used reflection, perspective, and inner discipline to become one of history's greatest leaders. Serena Williams' early setbacks, injuries, and public criticism were absorbed, analyzed, and converted into fuel for relentless improvement. Stoic soldiers in battle, discipline of the mind, determined survival. Fear was inevitable, but mastery over thought created unbreakable courage. The lesson is clear: life will test you, but mastery over your inner world determines your trajectory. Mastery across every area. 1. Career and achievement. Disciplined mental responses to rejection and failure lead to persistent growth and success. 2. Relationships. Calm, deliberate reactions foster stronger, healthier connections. Emotional turbulence is minimized. 3. Health and fitness. Mental resilience drives consistent effort, even when motivation fades. Physical discipline reinforces mental discipline. 4. Wealth and strategy. Mental clarity prevents impulsive, fear-driven decisions and allows long-term strategic thinking. The Iron Mind touches every area of life because all challenges are first interpreted, filtered, and acted upon in the mind. Daily mental mastery routine. Advanced. 1. Morning visualization. Prepare for challenges and imagine calm, effective responses. 2. Intentional journaling. Record insights, victories, lessons, and patterns of thought. 3. Micro-resilience challenges, cold exposure, fasting, early rising, or other controlled discomforts. 4. Midday awareness checks. Pause and observe your inner dialogue. Challenge negative or unhelpful thoughts. 5. Evening reflection. Review the day. Celebrate mental victories. Analyze mistakes and plan for improvement. Consistency compounds. A trained mind is calm under pressure, deliberate in action, and unstoppable in pursuit of purpose. The Stoic Iron Mind mindset. Shift. To fully embrace the Iron Mind, adopt these mental shifts. Reaction, response. Replace impulsive reactions with deliberate, rational action. Fear, fuel. Use fear as a signal for preparation, not avoidance. Obstacle, opportunity. Every difficulty is a lesson to build resilience. Chaos, clarity. Accept reality, control your response, and act strategically. Pain, growth. Turn discomfort into strength, mistakes into lessons, and setbacks into stepping stones. These shifts are invisible to the world, but transformative for the person who masters them. Retention hook, reflection exercise. Pause now and reflect. Which thoughts have been controlling your life without your awareness? How have fear, doubt, or distraction influenced your decisions? Which mental habits, if changed, could give you more clarity, resilience, and control? Take a deep breath. Recognize that the mind is trainable, and every moment you choose awareness is a step toward mastery. The path forward, the Iron Mind, is not a destination. It is a way of living. It is a continuous practice of observing thoughts, challenging unhelpful beliefs, reframing interpretation, acting with clarity, embracing discomfort, reflecting and adjusting daily. Life will continue to throw challenges your way. Losses, failures, setbacks, and uncertainty are inevitable. But the person with the Iron Mind moves through life unbroken, deliberate, and unstoppable. Every thought is a choice. Every moment is a chance to reinforce mental discipline. Every action either strengthens your mind or weakens it. Choose wisely. Part 2. Closing reflection. By now, you understand that mastery of the mind is the ultimate lever in life. External circumstances may be unpredictable, but your inner world is under your command. Every thought, every action, every reflection builds the fortress of your mind. Fear becomes preparation. Setbacks become lessons. Criticism becomes insight. Chaos becomes clarity. This is the Stoic Iron Mind, stronger than circumstance, sharper than adversity, calm under pressure, relentless in pursuit of growth. As we reach the end of this journey, pause for a moment and let it sink in. Everything you've seen, everything you've learned, all the principles of the Stoic Iron Mind are not abstract ideas. They are tools. Tools for living a life where your mind is unshakable, where fear no longer dictates your choices, and where clarity replaces confusion. Your thoughts are the architects of your reality. Every mental habit, every repeated pattern, every moment of attention or distraction shapes the life you experience. The Iron Mind teaches that while you cannot control every event around you, you can control the lens through which you see the world, the energy with which you move through it, and the decisions you make in response. Imagine the life you could lead if you chose awareness over autopilot every day. If you observed your thoughts, questioned their validity, and replaced what weakens you with what strengthens you. Imagine meeting fear and discomfort not with retreat, but with deliberate action. Imagine setbacks becoming lessons, criticism becoming insight, and every challenge an opportunity to sharpen your mental discipline. This is the Stoic Iron Mind in action. It is not a mindset you adopt for moments. It is a lifestyle you live, moment by moment. Small victories compound into transformation. Daily reflection, Conscious choices and deliberate practice create a mind that does not bend under pressure, does not crumble under failure, and does not surrender to uncertainty. Remember, mastery is not instant. It is forged in patience, repetition, and consistent practice. The iron mind is built slowly, quietly, often in ways invisible to others, but its effects are undeniable. You are becoming stronger, more resilient, more disciplined, and more capable with every conscious thought and action. So today, commit to this path. Observe your mind. Challenge unhelpful thoughts. Reframe fear and setbacks as fuel. Act with clarity, purpose, and courage. Build the inner fortress that will carry you through life's storms with calm strength and unwavering focus. Thank you for joining me on this journey. Thank you for dedicating time to strengthen the most important tool you will ever have, your mind. Your commitment to growth, reflection, and discipline is what separates those who are passive observers of life from those who actively shape their destiny. If you take even one principle from today and apply it, you are already moving toward mastery. If you continue, moment by moment, day by day, you will forge an unbreakable mind capable of navigating any challenge, thriving under pressure, and living with purpose. From here, the next step is yours. Observe, act, reflect, repeat. Your mind is your fortress. Build it, protect it, and let it guide you to a life of resilience, clarity, and unstoppable growth. Thank you for being part of Stoic Iron Mind. Keep training, keep observing, keep mastering, and remember, the power to shape your life has always been within you.